and Marshall Bjorklund. Now we'll first start with an opening comment from Coach Phillips.
I might filibuster this one. Carlin Dupree just played the loudest 2 minutes in the history of the NCAA basketball tournament. I actually had gone to put Mike Felt in, and then I remembered, we better keep press break first things first. So I thought Carlin would go in there and pass and catch and get the ball to someone that was playing pretty well, like Lawrence here. Carlin just smashed all over this. I'm telling you, that's a kid right there that had a lot of times this year where he had to DNP coach's decision, and yet when it was really, really important, he had never lost faith. And I know another thing. I know that this guy here, Corey Brown, the rest of his teammates, didn't let him mope, didn't let him pout. Pretty big. I also want to talk about this guy sitting right next to me. No, that's L.A. He had a rough one, to say the least, in our conference championship game. And I'll let Taylor talk about what he said to him before the game. But you know what? I forgive you for the IPFW game, L.A. He was pretty good tonight. He's my point guard. He's my point guard. He's my point guard, and he will be as long as I'm on this earth. I love him, and he's a winner, and that's the biggest thing I can say about it. And some nights we need him to do things other than score. Tonight, it's time to score a little bit, wasn't it?
I love you too, Saul.
Okay. I'll go. You go ahead. I don't want to jump all over your.
Well, we'll get back to you in a minute, so don't go away. Now we'll open it up for questions to the student athletes. If you can, please direct your questions to a specific athlete, and also identify yourself as you go along. Thank you.
Colton Poole, the Spectrum, the campus NDSU campus newspaper. Lawrence, could you talk a little bit about the possession at the end of regulation? What was going through your mind?
Oh, there it goes. Actually, the play was drawn up for Taylor. It's supposed to be a quick ISO, but coming out the huddle, I told him if you don't have anything, be right there on the right wing. God, I can't talk. And
You did everything else right.
and he just gave me the bounce pass, and I took the shot.
And what did you say when it was in the air?
Buckets.
That's a lot of confidence there, big fella.
I heard that, and I was just like,
Okay, down here.
Josh Swanson, Bison Illustrated. Taylor, talk about how this feels for you guys to not only come to the NCAA tournament, but to win this game tonight.
yeah, honestly, I don't know what all the hype is about, like how exciting the NCAA tournament is. I'm kidding. The whole experience was unbelievable. Just the atmosphere was 100 times greater than I expected. Just the intensity, everything about the game was unbelievable. Yeah, we stuck together as a team, and all season long, I've always been saying if somebody's not playing well, that's no problem, because someone else on the team is gonna pick it up, and Lawrence Alexander definitely did that times 12 today, and I'm just very happy to be part of this team and just enjoying every moment of this.
Next question.
Carlin, you had probably maybe two of the biggest minutes ever in an NCAA tournament.
In our history, let's not overstate things now.
Right.
I'm excited too, though. I am.
Could you just talk about what was going through your mind?
Honestly, when I got it, I just waited for a little bit, and I saw that it was clearing out, and my first reaction was just to go, like I've been doing in practice. I got the fouls, knocked down the free throws, so, it was just a great experience for me. Oh, the layup, honestly, I was supposed to make it. No, I was just kidding. But it was a big shot, obviously, for the team. I didn't want this to end for these guys, so I see how hard we worked and we stayed together as a team. So I'm just happy we pulled it off.
Next questions.
Coach, your thoughts about the confidence that this brings into the second round and your second round opponent if you match up better against one over the other?
He's not going to let me answer that yet, but I will. I will.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll let Tyler answer it. How's that sound?
Taylor.
Marshall. I was going to have Marshall down at the end.
What was the question again?
Sorry.
Marshall, were you not listening?
thinking
Your
of
thoughts
pigs.
about going into the second round and how much confidence you have going into the second round now, and if you prefer one opponent over the other between New Mexico State and San Diego State.
Well, it's the third round, but you know, we really don't. I guess I don't know a whole lot about them personally. You know, I'm sure the coaches will drop a great game plan. We'll work on that tomorrow, but I guess as of right now, I guess I don't really have a preference of who it would be. But you know, either way, we'll come out swinging like we did tonight on Saturday.
Jeff Kolpak, the Farm. Speaking of swinging, you two look like you're in a boxing match. Give me a sense of the physicalness out there.
Yeah, I guess down low it was almost like a bar fight, I guess. No, Spangler.
So you hear.
Yeah,
So you hear.
Spangler was he's a good player, very physical. We knew that coming in. And so, yeah, you know, just the whole game, the refs were kind of letting us play. And so we kind of think like that to our favor, I guess. And we've dealt with games like that all year. And so, yeah, the whole way through, man, it was physical.
And Carlin, when you're going into the game, like a sense, like I think your coach said, that usually guys in that situation just give the ball off and let somebody else do it. What was different about you in that regard? Is that just the way you're wired, or what?
Yeah, it is. But I mean, I just waited, you know, and I saw opportunity to go, and I just went. That's my first reaction. Coach always talked about attacking the press, and that's what I did.
LA, I think Coach Phillips had indicated that Taylor said something to you before the game. What did he say to you?
Honestly, at this moment, I cannot remember. Do you remember what you said, Taylor?
It wasn't before the game. It was when we were on our way down here. I just said, you know, you said something about, or LA said something about he didn't even need to come down here because he played so bad in Sioux Falls, and I said, you played bad down there, but you're gonna step up here, and you did today.
That's what he said.
True.
I concur.
John Hoover, the Tulsa World. Who wants to take this question? What was bigger, you guys tonight or the football team against Kansas State in the season opener?
Man, next question.
Come on, man.
Can't win on that one.
Come on, man.
Let us enjoy this moment.
Okay, any last questions for the student athletes?
It's for any of the players. You know, if you thought these days were kind of crazy, any idea what's coming up for these next 2 days? Your thoughts on that?
Man, everybody on this team is just extremely excited right now. We're just trying to, you know, soak in every moment of this. You know, this doesn't come around to anybody every year or anything like that. And we put a lot of hard work in to get here, and you know, we're just trying to enjoy this and soak up every moment that we can. And you know, whatever happens Saturday, we're gonna go out there, play hard, and whatever happens, happens.
What about you, Marshall? That's good.
You're going to get Marshall.
Yeah, you know, obviously tonight it's kind of cool to see the whole arena kind of behind us, and you know, just having that Bison Nation behind us, it's pretty nuts, and I guess I can't imagine what Saturday is going to be like, the atmosphere. So.
Okay, we'll give Lawrence the last word about Saturday night.
That's dangerous.
It's going to be fun. Like Marshall said, we're going to come out, give our best fight. We're not going to go down without a fight. Give our best punch, and whatever happens, happens.
Okay, well, excuse the student athletes, and congratulations, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Not bad. Not bad.
Okay, now we open it up for questions for Coach Phillips.
Yeah, Saul, you guys are basically all but dominating, and I look up and there's a minute and a half, couple minutes left, and all of a sudden Oklahoma's ahead by 4 points, and I'm thinking, what just happened? You know, Is that just the nature of this tournament? Is it the nature of sport, the nature of basketball? How do you explain that?
All of the above, and it's Lon Kruger sitting on the other bench. I mean, he found some ways to keep him into a game. When you're operating on all cylinders, anybody's a good coach. When you really, really are needed is when things are kind of breaking loose on you. And it's harder to be them than us in this situation. It is. It's harder to be a 5 than a 12. I was at the University of Wisconsin as an operations guy. I've been on the other side of it. It's hard. If we lose, everybody would have been disappointed back home for a night. Then we would have talked about how great of a season we had. Tell you one thing right now. Do not sleep on this Oklahoma program in the next couple of years, because with the youth that they have, the talent they have, Lon's going to have this thing cranked up pretty good sooner than later. He did something tonight. How about this? You talk about good coaching. I hadn't even thought of this. 39 seconds left in the first half. We score. The clock runs. He tells his guy not to inbound until there's 35 seconds to go. And I'm thinking to myself, we're in trouble, because I never even thought of doing something like that. I got to put that in the playbook. I learned something from Lon tonight. But all respect in the world for their kids, their program. Pretty special night for a group of young guys that I'm extremely fond of.
Coach, can you talk about going into that possession where LA tied the game? Was that how you drew it up, and then walk us through that play?
It was I think that sums up Taylor Braun better than anything too. It was a dribble ISO for Taylor. He didn't have it. He stayed patient, and where it says on the play-by-play, it says made 3 by Lawrence Alexander. Right under that, it says assist by Taylor Braun. And they've played a lot of games together, but for LA to knock that thing down at that particular moment, he had a game winner his freshman year at Oakland University in Michigan. And I've always kind of felt like I could trust him when it really came down to it. One time I was kidding him about having to stare down a late free throw, and he just looked at me and goes, "Pressure burst pipes." That's all he said, and walked away. I don't know what it meant to this day, but God bless him.
Can you talk about how big a win this is for the school, the state, whatever?
Here's what I'm saying this before the game. I told our guys this. I just want to keep coaching this team. I don't want to have to say goodbye to this locker room. I'm looking forward to the pregame meal tomorrow. I'm looking forward to not pregame meal. We better not play tomorrow. We're not ready. I'm looking forward to the pregame meal on Saturday. I'm looking forward to the moments that maybe you guys don't see, because I have an appreciation for this group of guys. Carlin Dupree and Marshall Bjorklund have nothing in common, but they are brothers. And I can't wait until someday Marshall drags Trayvon out to the pig farm. I want that on YouTube. That would be classic. I just want to keep playing. I don't know. I mean, you guys decide that. You got to have something to do tonight. I worked too hard tonight. I got no more decisions to make. I'm done. You guys figure out how big it is. I know it's very gratifying, and I know that for guys like Lawrence and Carlin and everybody on this team, it couldn't have happened to a more fitting group of guys, because they have done what it takes to be exactly where we are right now, year-round.
Did you give Dupree any instructions at all when you sent him in there?
Oh, he knows that we have a very simple press break. I said press break. I did not tell him to run down as quick as he can and hurry up a shot or draw a foul, but when Carlin plays basketball, somebody's band is going to be playing, okay? Sometimes it's yours, sometimes it's theirs, but somebody's is going to be playing. Tonight it was ours.
Coach, could you talk about the depth of your team to have Braun kind of limited, and have Dupree step up like he did, and big minutes from Kading even? Could you talk about the depth of your team?
Well, I know this, that I've never questioned what Carlin's long-term role would be in this program. He's going to be a good player for us. I mean, he's quick. I mean, really quick. Very good handles. He missed out on summer school this year for a myriad of reasons. I didn't get an extra 3 months to work with him, so he's a little bit behind that way. And then early on in practice, he dives for a ball, and Taylor Braun dives for a ball, and he hyperextends his elbow, and he misses a big chunk of preseason. So now by the time we get him back, we're going through a grind in the preseason where we played a very tough schedule. We're traveling all over, and we don't have a lot of practice dates. And I just kept looking at him saying, we'll get our legs underneath us. You'll get in there. And every once in a while I'd throw him in and he'd do something great. Other times I'd throw him in there and it would be the quick horn and back out. But I've never doubted, and you can ask him this, I have never doubted what he would be for our program eventually. Let's just say the payback came a little quicker than I thought tonight.
Coach, it seemed tonight that your guards were able to get to the rim quite a bit and had success on that end. Was that something going into the game you expected that L.A. and Corey would be able to get to the rim like they did?
We knew that L.A. and Taylor would both have to be able to get to the rim, and Corey doing it on the baseline as well. But we knew the way that they're going to play us, they're going to deny the guards out top. And, it's hard if you're just standing. You got to get inside that. Now, we've played a bunch of games in a row where we've played packed defenses. And you drive in there like that, the raid comes, you get in trouble. We knew the raid wouldn't be there, and we really emphasized that in practice. And you're going to have your chance to get into the paint, and there's not going to be a raid there as you drive. L.A. definitely took advantage of it, and at times Taylor really took advantage of it, and that opened up things for some other people. It wasn't the prettiest offensively tonight, but it was enough to get it done. And, we're playing against the second-place team from the Big 12, so I guess I didn't expect a masterpiece.
Any more questions?